What was your first job?
My first real job was working at Ben and Jerry's at Santana Row, serving ice cream.
What is something you learned in the last week?
I learned that a bunch of Mike Pence's staff tested positive for coronavirus.
Okay. What is your favorite part of the day?
I like both early morning and I like evening. So before the sun is high enough to be fully light on either end is good with me.
Okay. What's one thing you can do that no one else can do?
Other people could do it if they wanted to, but I don't know if they do. I make a lot of very detailed, very time-consuming art that I don't show really to anybody. So a lot of natural art.
Mm-hmm. If you could master any language, what would it be?
There's so many. I mean, I've been learning Russian. I learned Russian for like 7 years and I still have not mastered it. So yeah, I'd go ahead and master Russian.
Okay. What chore do you absolutely hate doing?
I hate going through the mail. I let the mail build up for like a month or so at a time before I go through it. And it's very stressful and I hate it.
Okay. What do you get every time you go grocery shopping?
Extra firm tofu.
What was your fondest memory of high school?
Getting into the first spring cut musical as a freshman. It was Guys and Dolls and I was in the chorus.
If you had to eat the same meal for a week, what would it be?
Vegetable and tofu stir fry over rice. Can't go wrong with that. It's healthy enough that I could keep eating it. I would want to eat a burrito, but I know that I couldn't keep that up for more than like 3 days as much as I would like to.
Okay. What do you like most about your current job?
I love that I get to hang out with and talk to really interesting young adult human beings all day. The students are really great and they're really passionate and funny and interesting and interested in life, and they infuse me with energy and the desire to keep learning.
Okay. What is the stupidest thing you've ever done because someone dared you to?
I guess probably cliff jumping off of this, like, I don't know, it was like 25-ish feet high up in Ithaca, New York. And there were it was like in a gorge area. I'm sure that there were rocks that I could have hit myself on and killed myself. But I decided to go for it and it was fun and I didn't get hurt.
Okay. If you could erase one event from history, what would it be?
Ooh. Can I make a person not exist?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, Reagan.
Okay.
And then modern conservative politics would be completely changed. Yeah.
What is the most embarrassing thing you've ever worn?
I guess, it would have to be some costume for a play or something. I guess, okay, when I was in high school, when I was a junior, I was in Cats. And one day we put on our costumes and I was the white cat. So I had this like white unitard with these like big, fluffy, like leg warmer things and a hat with ears on it and a tail. And we wore those around campus to try to promote the play.
What are your thoughts on climate change?
What are we going to do and how are we going to fix it? We need a Green New Deal, like 5 years ago.
Would you rather be able to copy and paste in real life or undo?
I copy and paste a lot, but not copy and paste, because I believe in recreating things anew all the time. Like every year, even though I've taught The Great Gatsby for like 5 years now, I still recreate the lecture every single time, because I think that things need to be evolved and made better. So definitely undo.
Okay. What would be the title of a movie about yourself?
The Sad Tomato.
Okay. What would you do as the president of the USA?
Okay, I'd pass the Green New Deal. I would find a way to get rid of Citizens United and get rid of like corrupt funding in the political process. I would increase social safety nets, increase the minimum wage. I would help strengthen labor unions. I would fund education and defund the police. And I would add a couple of states. I would eliminate the filibuster. I would add 6 new judges to the Supreme Court. And I guess I'd probably do other things too, but that's probably where I'd start.
Okay. If there was one question you could ask about the future, what would it be?
What does society look like in 2050 in the United States?
Who is your biggest inspiration?
I have many in various areas. Let's see, biggest inspiration. Ooh. Probably AOC for just vehemently holding firm on principles despite a lot of pressure, and being in a position where she's younger, she's less experienced, people are sort of primed to not take her seriously. And the general wisdom is that like you need to conform and like, you know, compromise and give things up in order to make it in places with power. But I think she's showing that you can just like hold firm on your values and still get a lot of stuff done.
Okay. What are you freakishly bad at?
Counting in my head, just any kind of mental math. I can't whistle. Those are, I guess, a fine place. Dealing with some adult jobs that are like self-care, like, you know, going to the doctor or like paying bills, things like that.
Okay. What is the first thing you do when you get home?
Like in normal life after probably, I guess, like put my stuff down and then help make dinner. Yeah, dinner.
Okay. Who from your past do you really wish you stayed in contact with?
Oh. I have some friends, a lot of friends in high school I lost touch with. There's a group of 4 people from high school that I'd really like to still be friends with. And my freshman year, she wasn't my roommate, but she lived next door to me. My really good friend from freshman year in college. I wish that we had stayed in touch too. Yeah.
Okay. What was the worst state you've ever been on?
The worst state?
Date.
Oh, date. Oh. I guess I can't really pinpoint one exactly, but basically any date that came from a dating app was just like super awkward and terrible because they all had this pressure where you like felt like, oh, like I'm supposed to like you, but it was like so artificial and awkward. And usually I'm really polite, and so I had to like pretend that I liked people because I was there and I didn't know how to like show that I wasn't interested. So all of those dates were pretty horrible.
Okay. What is the last thing you want to do before you die?
The last thing?
Yeah.
Oh. Just if like have a sensory experience with like the world around me, like breathe, look at nature. I mean, I guess hopefully I'll have someone that I love nearby too. But yeah, just like appreciate being alive.
Okay. What would be the ideal breed of your dog?
Oh. I would love any dog. I love all the animals. But I had a Bernese Mountain Dog when I was growing up, and they are like the sweetest things ever. His name was Oliver. So yeah, Bernese Mountain Dogs are like my favorite, I guess.
Okay. What do you do when you can't fall asleep?
I read to try to get myself to fall asleep in bed. Sometimes if I really can't fall asleep, I get up and I draw in the middle of the night.
Okay. What was the last book you read?
The last book that I finished?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm in the middle of 3 right now. What did I finish right before then? Oh, it's a silly one. Oh man. God level knowledge darts. Something about life in the Bronx is by Desus and Mero, who are these like late night comedy talk show hosts from the Bronx. It's very rated R. Not a recommendation. Yeah.
What is your guilty pleasure?
I like watching low quality TV. I grew up without a TV, and my parents think that like TV is stupid. And I definitely watch a lot of like high quality TV and movies too. And but sometimes I like watching like sort of bad shows that I know don't really have any like, you know, value for analysis or anything like that, just for fun.
What is your favorite animal and why?
Seal, because I am one at heart. There's this tradition of women who are also seals and like transform between being seals and women, and they're called selkies. And I definitely think that I like am a seal in a certain sense. Like I like doing all the things that seals like to do. I love swimming. I think that seals are like friendly, lovely dogs. And I kind of wish that I were one.
Okay, what are you most looking forward to in the next 10 years?
I'm really looking forward to having the theater program that I'm in charge of sort of develop and flourish. You know, I'm still only in the 2nd year of it, so I'm still sort of figuring out how it works. And I think we'll do some really cool stuff in the next 10 years. And I'm also looking forward to maybe having a child in the next 10 years and getting to be a mom.
Okay, that's nice. What are your thoughts on love?
Oh, love is great. There's so many different kinds of love. I think that love is like, I feel a lot of love. I think that love is this like wonderful, motivating emotion, and that getting things done with love makes it so much easier to do them. Like I teach with love, I learn with love. Like I don't believe in fear as a motivating factor or pressure. Like I think that to do something right and well, you need to love it and to want to do it. I have so many people in my life that I really love. I think that it's really cool to see how my love for my boyfriend has developed. It's the longest relationship I've ever been in. We've been together about 5 years, and like seeing how we go through stages of love and like get to know each other better has been like super cool. Yeah, love is great. Everyone should do it.
Okay, what is your favorite song right now?
Ooh. That's a hard one. I don't have like specific songs, but we're working through our record collection. We started in May or March or April or May, something like that. We're in the V's right now. So we just listened to all the Velvet Underground records. And I remembered them. I listened to Velvet Underground a lot in high school. So that was really lovely. And I just really love Sunday Morning. It's a nice, chill, pleasant, lovely song.
Okay, what is a common thing you think about when you're alone?
What should I be doing right now? What do I need to be accomplishing? A lot of stress or concern about like, yeah, should, which isn't necessarily very healthy.
What product would you stockpile if you found out it wasn't going to be sold anymore?
Raw cashews. They are absolutely vital to vegan cooking. I am stockpiling them right now, and I would stockpile them even more if they were no longer going to be sold.
What was the last thing you purchased?
Like not grocery or including grocery, like anything? Anything. Yeah, so grocery shopping on Sunday, bought a lot of things. Let's see, the last thing that I put into the cart was 3 white potatoes.
What makes you the most uncomfortable?
I guess feeling like I'm doing the wrong thing or like overstepping. I know that I have the tendency to be kind of like loud and dominant and like kind of, I don't know, maybe like pushy with my ideas. And so, yeah, feeling like I'm in the wrong and being excessive in that way makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Out of all the places you've visited, what was your favorite?
Poland. I lived in Poland when I was in high school. I went back and visited all the time. It's like my safe, happy, wonderful place.
If you could change your name, what would you change it to?
I used to want to change my name to Ava or Sarah when I was a kid. But now I'm really happy with Hannah, and I probably wouldn't change it if I got the chance.
What would you do with $10 million?
Let's see. Where would that go? I think maybe I would try to buy a really big area of land. Like I know it's already in development right now, but I live right off of El Paseo de Saratoga, and it is there's this that whole area is kind of going out of business and a developer's buying it. So like something like that, something big and central like that, I would buy it, and then I would start like a program that had like housing for the homeless and like all the services that people would need. So like mental health services, like rehabilitation for like drug use, education, like interview skills, like resource sharing from the neighborhood. Like I just start like this like big community center where people could come to get the help that they needed.
That's nice. What is your least favorite restaurant?
Probably McDonald's, I guess. The only things that are vegetarian at McDonald's, the only thing that's vegetarian is the apple pie. Um, Even the French fries have meat in them.
Do you believe in aliens?
I am like, I guess, agnostic. Like I think that it's pretty like bold and arrogant to think that we know what the entire universe has in it. So I've, heard what scientists say about the unlikeliness of it, but I feel like there's just so much that we don't know and can't see from our perspective. So why shouldn't there be?
What are your pet peeves?
I have a lot as related to like English class. Like I hate it when people use really fancy, like intellectual style language to try to communicate a really basic, simple concept. I think that people should just speak clearly and simply. I guess this is a pet peeve also, like when people are just like, it's funny. The thing that I don't like the most, or that I worry about myself the most, is like when people are like dominant and aggressive and like bulldozing other people.
What is your favorite holiday?
Passover. It's this festival in the spring, a Jewish holiday where you remember like the enslavement of Jews in Egypt a long, long time ago. And I like it because I make everything from scratch and vegan. And it's this very challenging, like you have to not use flour and have nothing leavened. So it's very, very hard to find a menu that is both vegan and fits Passover standards. And it's this kind of like really challenging, hard work thing that I make myself do for some reason. And it feels like good for some reason. I don't really know why.
Tell me something cool about literature or drama.
So many things. Okay, so for literature, you get to talk to dead people and you get to talk to the future. Like by writing a book and reading a book, you get to have a conversation with people who get you. You find these like minds to have interactions with that. Even if like everyone around you in high school or in your life or your family like doesn't understand you, you can find somebody who does, and then you can pass that on. And for drama, you get to actually like resurrect the dead people and like like see that come to life in a new, fresh way every time. And instead of just passively reading and appreciating a story or an idea or a perspective that you appreciate, you get to actually like create it your own and share it with other people as well.
What is your proudest moment as a teacher?
Actually, really recently, we were having a political discussion in beginning drama, and the chat got kind of nasty. So I stopped it, and then we did a whole big lesson the next day about compassionate communication and violent communication, and we got into much more like civilized policy debate. And then there was this big debate about taxes, and one student was like holding pretty firm on this position. And then after class, she emailed me and told me that because of something that somebody said in class, she did a little bit of research and realized that she was mistaken in her definitions. And she decided that she no longer had an opinion at all on that because she needed to go do more research and learn more about it. And she realized the limitations of her existing knowledge. And that made me feel really great because it felt like maybe, we are making a difference as teachers. Maybe we're actually making the world better in little ways.
What is something you did that got you in the most trouble?
I'm pretty good at avoiding trouble. What have I gotten in trouble for? Oh, I took a picture of a jail when I was in Russia, and I got arrested by a citizen. And he detained me in a building until the police came and like interrogated me. So yeah, I guess that was the most trouble that I've been in.
That's funny. Describe your biggest failure.
Biggest failure. Okay, so I feel like, you know, there's a lot of room to improve on failures. So there have been things that in the moment were really big, but like are reversible. So I guess my biggest failure would be when I was in high school and college, coming in with a preconceived notion of the things that I was good at and the things that I was bad at, and closing off entire like worlds of opportunity for myself because I thought I was a humanities person and not a STEM person. And I do like, I love the humanities. Like I am a humanities person, but I also really love nature. And I think that biology and both seem like they could have like opened new worlds and realms for me. And like I do read, and like I learn through observation to a certain extent, but it's much harder. Like I know nothing about like actual like school level physics and biology. Like I nothing. And it's really hard as a busy adult to go from that to educating yourself in the time you have available.
Mm-hmm. What is the strangest thing a student has ever asked you?
I don't know. Everything is normal and fine for students to ask me, I guess. I've had students like kind of inappropriately ask things like, I mean, I had a student call my cell phone once at 2 a.m. to ask for an extension. So that wasn't strange. Like I get asked for extensions all the time, but it was like a really inappropriate way to do it. But yeah, no, I can't really think of anything strange that they've asked. No.
Okay. If you had to get a tattoo, what would it be and why?
I have 2 tattoos. Can I tell you about those?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is one tattoo, let's see, that I got in graduate school. And it means wieczność and bezkonieczność, or infinity and eternity. And it's from a novel called Chivin by Andrei Platonov. And it is a symbol that means a lot of things. Its initial meaning is a way to talk about communism to illiterate people, illiterate peasants. It's like the symbol of communism, but that's not really why I got it. Everyone in my program got it when we were reading this book because we really loved the book. And since then, it keeps meaning new things. Like every stage of my life, I find a new version of meaning in it. And then I also have a tattoo that is a rhombus on my ankle, which was actually a stick and poke tattoo. So somebody, my boyfriend at the time, made it with a needle and ink. Don't do that, kids. Bad idea. It is from a Chance the Rapper song. It's a lyric from Chance the Rapper.
Interesting. Okay, so this is the last question. What is the most valuable lesson you've learned in your life?
Most valuable lesson I've learned in my life. That's hard. I guess I don't know. I guess like something along the lines of do what you need to do. Like, nobody's going to make you happy for you. You don't need people's permission. Nobody's going to take away your stress. Nobody's going to be able to help you solve your problems. You need to decide when you need to make a change. You need to decide what that looks like. You need to cut the things out of your life that aren't serving you. You need to go to sleep at 11 o'clock, even if your homework's not done. Like, you're in control. It's your life. Make it what you want it to be.